This is Malaya. Let me be your guide now.
Hello everyone, today I have a great pleasure to speak with Patricia from Singapore. So what is the Early Brain Academy and what personal experience inspired you to start this business?
Wow, that's a very big question. Well, actually, I started not so much as a business, but more to help other parents to enjoy, the parenting journey as much as I have been in the last 12 years, actually. So it was 5 years ago, 2015, that I set up the Early Brain Academy. Before that, I named it TIQ. And then I realized phonetically, many people couldn't spell it or even pronounce it. So we went through a rebranding and brand transition that we relaunched it. And that's where, we are called the Early Brain Academy, something that, truly spells out what we do. Basically, in our academy, we talk about the early brain, which is only for 0 to 3 years old. The early brain is 0 to 3 years old when the brain is most plastic, where the brain is most moldable, and we talk about synapses that connect most aggressively. You have to attend my neuroscience course, which is complimentary, where I actually teach parents to understand the early brain. The better parents understand, the better they connect with a child through, in building that brain. And when that brain is properly formed, what amazing things our children can become. They build physical excellence, intellectual, emotional, and social excellence. When parents spend that first 3 years, right, intentionally, purposefully. So what inspired me really is seeing that, today we have served 300 over parents already, and their children all came out, some even with twins. So it's really wonderful to see parents coming back, with their stories about how it has changed themselves, transformed their own parenting style, and it is good. Even I serve parents who are still pregnant and who join my academy, and today their children are doing excellently well. And so that is what motivates me. And then along the way, I form a team, and we are serving parents every day. What really inspires us is really our parent story. And these parents, I call them the learner parents. They are such learner parents. They are so willing to learn, and they bring it home. They work on their children. So I don't highly advocate. I'm not an advocate of children bring their child to a center once a week and expecting us to do that teaching and training for them. 0 to 3 years old is really building the environment around the child, and then you will see a child blossom from there.
And thank you, Patricia, for sharing that. It's really amazing what you do and how you're helping young parents. I think it's very, very important. And what piece of your life experience helping you to share your knowledge and also connect deeply with your target audience, with young parents? So what experience from your life and what story actually helping you?
Right, yeah. Okay. I actually, my story, it started with a fear, actually. It was really, I have worked for a long period of my time. Okay. And my husband and I were married for 10 years, and we didn't dare have a child because we live in Singapore. We hear many parents talk about how difficult parenting is, how expensive it is, and I knew in my 20s that being a parent is a commitment and a responsibility. So it started with a fear when for 10 years we didn't dare have a child. And eventually when we have a child, I was in my late 30s already. So I took a big leap to leave a full-time job, a very good regional full-time job, and just being home, But of course I did some side adjunct lecturing job that I took up later on. But it was through that journey that caused me to realize that actually I don't have to be fearful, because if you know exactly right how to grow, and somehow I chanced upon a US system that I adopted, that I did and created fun and the environment for my son, and I saw how he was well connected. He grew in his social skill very well by the age of 3, and he was reading at about 18 months. And I didn't teach him ABC, I didn't teach him phonics, but it was just by the game and the things that I played with him. And that was what really caused my eyes to be open. That I realized that there's something that is amazing about this science of the brain. That was what caused me to go into further research. I even went into formal studies and reading about neuroscience, and that led into child psychology. And so through this long journey, from a fear that I kind of conquered, that fear of being a parent, and into, that was a 12 years journey now, that into the research. And then finally into realizing that, hey, I finally, amazingly, just as I do, right, it became a system that I started to share with friends and friend of friends who refer them to me to talk about my system. And even before I started a business, and I was just teaching like a mother to a mother. And I realized that, hey, this brain was cloned, and the system. So I always joke that my son was my first experiment. And even the baby experts that you see here, it is a title that was given to me. That I honor that. My friends were just, yeah, you're just a baby expert. And everyone have a child. They said, you can't look for the baby expert. Patricia can tell you what to do. So it became me. And then it became internalized. And so in 2015, I was inspired to say, hey, I need to do it more formally. And I want to reach out to more parents so that, they all can enjoy what myself and those earlier parents that, that was formerly mother to another mother do. And so then, and just after I started as a business, I always joke also with my learner parents today. I said, how I wish I don't have to look after a business, but I just am happy looking after you and your babies, and then I don't have to worry about the works and the entrepreneurial headache, right? But, I suppose these two have to come together, and I'm still trying to strike a balance. But having said that, actually, I then realized that this inspiration about babies, seeing the need of parents, not just that now or even when I was fearful of being a parent, it started as I look back in my life journey. It started when I was in my early 20s, when I just, before I even got married, I saw the need of, having a cause to help parents. When I was about to set up a business then in my early 20s, someone told me, Patricia, you're not even a parent yet. I don't think people are going to listen to you. I said, okay, so I canceled the idea, right? Then even before that, my own mother saw that I had a gift with children. Because when I was, I was born in a rather poor family. And mom was babysitting. She brings in children to babysit. And I'm the eldest daughter. So what was I? I was assigned to babysit, right? So I was already a babysitter when I was 10 years old. So I realized that I did have a gift with babies. Somehow I can connect with them well, understanding them. And I not then recall, because someone actually interviewed me before and asking me, Patricia, what makes, so I really dig deep and I look back. I said, when I was 10, I was already entrusted with babies. And parents really trusted me. And the babies, somehow I could manage them well. And because of that also, it caused me to realize how much responsibility it is, right, to be a parent. And maybe then that translates into my later fear. And, but and I feel that all parents, like if, I don't think you need to be fearful like me. Mm-hmm. You could really enjoy your parenting journey, like how I enjoy myself. And even the parents who are in my course, they all come back with stories and they are posting on their Instagram and their Facebook every day. How the children are speaking in adult language, and they are able to express their emotions, very importantly, and they're able to, express their social. And what I like really is parents coming back, okay, telling me that their children can help to take care of other children in the childcare, and they are leaders in themselves. And this is what I think is what we want our future society to be. In fact, what's my academy's motto? Actually is, if you go to my page, right, Patricia Zoey, my motto actually is, alumnor futurum. It's a Latin word that says nurturing the future.
Nurturing the future. Amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful story. And thank you for sharing the moments from your life and how you transformed from the fear stage to actually now solving the problem which you first solved for yourself or other parents.
Yes.
That's beautiful. And
Yes.
Patricia, now you are here talking with me about your new business, your new academy. What is the vision of your business and what kind of impact you want to have in the future? You want to stay in Singapore or you want to expand your business and your impact maybe in Asia or globally? How do you feel? Maybe it's too early to say, but how do you feel? Where do you want to go? What is the vision of your business for you personally?
Well, Ed, you ask me any question about babies, I do it very well. About business, well, although it's very ironical, I used to run business for huge global MNCs, but when it talks about my business, I don't really drive numbers. I really want, I always believe in doing the right thing first.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers will come. So I truly did not ever think, that it becomes a global or regional business. I was happy being in Singapore, serving my Singaporean parents. However, during this whole last, we know what happens in the world, the whole change.
That's what we spoke before.
And how I got into the social media space. Then I realized that, hey, Patricia, you were looking at a very small world because we were serving the Singaporean parents very well. And in fact, just in the last 2.5 years, we have, already close to 3. Although our academy has been around for 5 years, we started with really enrichment and so on. But later on, in the last 3 years, that's where we established a formal system that we really teach parents to bring our program home and they work with their children. Just in 12 months, we see transformations. So then, of course, parents referring parents coming into my social space now. Okay. And well, just before I thought, okay, if I have to go teach a parent in China, I have to fly there, right? Mm-hmm. And someone has actually invited me. I was supposed to fly this June to China. But then now I realized that I can't, right? And if to answer your question, I never planned to go beyond Singapore. But because of the blurring of the borders, because of the ability for me to talk to you now in Japan, mm-hmm. It's really boundless now. There's no boundary to where I'm reaching out to. But if you ask me for a specific business focus, and I really want to stay focused as well and serve well my community, then I would choose to still serve my community in Singapore very much more on when we can touch each other more, which is I call this the premium touch. And then another level of premium touch is to really get into Southeast Asia. And truly, there are people in Southeast Asia that are, asking for our knowledge, our system as well. So yes, yes, there are a handful that are actually even asking me outside of Southeast Asia, and I'm still finding ways to reach out to them. But certainly in Southeast Asia, in the next 6 months, mm-hmm. You will see us a lot more in Southeast Asia.
Let's say young parents who are or parents with young children who are watching this video and this interview with you, Patricia, what let's say 3 main attributes and qualities they can receive by using your methodology or system? So maybe you can help us to understand what kind of typical problems they might have and how your system is actually helping them to solve the problems.
Sure. Okay. Typically let's talk, you see, first 0 to 3 years is actually the most transformative year, formative year, but also the most critical year. We call that the critical years of a child's life. Your life and myself actually started in the first 3 years, And so the biggest problem today, actually, for many parents is to struggle with the gadgets. And that is number one. And before that, actually, you see, because I serve a huge community where parents who are already pregnant, they in the last trimester they seek our service as well. And I have parents who have 3 years old. So for parents, let me address this group of parents who haven't had a child or a newborn. So I call this the clean sheet. The clean sheet where they learn the right thing, they just have to build up, and we see these parents having a very easy journey. just like how I started and so on. Then I have another group of parents who already have problem because by 1.5 years old, 2 years old, the child is not even speaking, articulating, the child having bad tantrums, meltdown. So this is another group of parents with huge problem, right, to me. And if this is not addressed early, then this becomes a long-term problem where the child may end up, not able to focus in school, not able to cope with their future life. So it's a very complex answer to your simple question. Is the fear, I think for a pregnant parent, then they always have the same fear that I had before, right? How to bring up a child well and so on. So what they can get from my academy is certainly a system that we have already developed, which I call it the Blooming Joy. The Blooming Joy program, where parents can already, start learning how to even place a child to optimize their motor development, what to do with their sensorial development the moment the baby is born. We're not talking about school. In fact, I don't advocate homeschooling too early or setting up a school at home. I really don't like that. But I think a child's environment the first 3 years is a lot of nurturing, a lot of bonding, and giving the child a lot of meaningful things to do. And that's what the system is. So a parent who has a newborn, then they take back the system, they enjoy, and I have my own coaches that's, with our academy. We follow up with our parents. We provide a very, very, close journey with them where we actually are on online WhatsApp. We do Zoom call like that. And we have them place the baby on the mat and we watch them, we tell them what to do at this stage. They used to come to my academy, now we can't. We can still serve them online. So with this group of early parents, I call them the early parents, it's a very smooth journey. They just follow our system step by step. After the Blooming Joy, they then progress into our High Achievers Academy, where we actually have a 12-month program where parents enroll in, and then every week they get information, new content. And so they learn every week to add on. And the system that we apply, right, is called PIES, okay? Physical, intellectual, emotional, and social achievers program. So it has a few tiers. It starts with joining the academy, and parents who want more personalized service and time with us, then they can even join our mentorship program. So then we get a much more closer, interaction pertaining to the child. So it is a very close-knitted community, I would say. And then with the parents who come in already facing problem, or they find that, hey, my child is not focused, or my child doesn't like books, and so then they join our system. Again, they adopt the PIES system. We have our formulas in there. They apply. It's a prescription. And we provide the material as well for parents to use. It's a suite of materials. So everything is there. Parents just have to give the child time. All I ask from parents is the time. It's not about money, So far, I find that our parents actually struggle with that time. And I always tell parents that. So if you ask me, the problem with a lot of parents is how they spend their time with their child. So if you ask me for the 3 key attributes that I would say I would turn it around to look for a parent who is successful, in nurturing their child. Then I would say that I look for the parents, right, who first, right, believe that they themselves can make a difference in their child's life. And they must believe that intelligence can be nurtured and not by nature. Okay. Number 2, is that parents got to give the child the time. They must be, you believe is one, but you must put it into action. So I think they have to be able to put it into action. That is following our system, giving the child time. And I can tell you that my system is easy to use. And all parents have to do, right, is putting in 20 minutes of their time a day. 20 minutes. By playing 20 minutes. Do you have 20 minutes to play with a child? I think most of us do have. And why I'm so proud of what we are doing is because we found the way, it's proven. And we have the 5 years of track record and evidence of, the things we teach. And it's all science-based, scientific, and also based on child psychology as part of my research, okay? And in fact, I'm on my journey to publish a book as well okay, on the things that we do. And then the third attribute that I ask parents to do is okay, don't flip, do not parent your child. Nurture your child. Do not parent a child. First 3 years, I'm talking about first 3 years. No parenting, nurturing. That's where alumno futuro, nurturing, right, in the future. So how? I mean, I don't like theories too. I'm a practical person. So another success stories of why we are where we are today is because we make everything practical. We put it into simple instructions. Parents can do it with a child. And also, very importantly, is there's feedback sessions. So that's something that we enjoy doing, and I'm happy to see our parents enjoying it too.
Thank you, Patricia. And my last question is for all young parents and people who want to know how to nurture their children, not parent their children from 0 to 3. What is the best way for them to contact you? Even if they're not based in Singapore. So how do you prefer to be reached out? Is that your Facebook profile? Do you have email address, website?
Right.
What is the convenient way?
Very simple. You just have to go. We have an established company website, and we do have a contact form in there. All right, that is the most stable place to get us. All right, whether you are a IG user or Facebook user, you just have to go to our website, thealibrandacademy.com. And contact us. Just fill in your name and your child's. What I need, very importantly, is your child's age. All right, because we serve parents with 0 to 3 years old only, and your email address, and we will be in touch with you within 48 working hours. And and we can get connected, and I will tell you how we can get started with our program. I mean, what's the next step we can take? And usually, we really want to get to know our parents first before we even embark into our academy, because we do qualify our parents too as to whether they're suitable to do our program or not. So we do have, a short questionnaire with our parents as well. And we really do work with very exclusive, people in the community who want to be the learner parents, who suit the profile of parent that we want to work with. And yes, then they will be the parents who will really nurture, right, the PIES achievers, who are the physical, intellectual, emotional, and social achievers. So, so I hope that's enough space. But if you really want to go into the social media to look for me, just look for Patricia Zoey. You'll find me there as well, the baby expert. Okay, I'm the only baby expert online so far. I've searched. And only Patricia Zoey, the baby expert. So you can find my page as well online, and we can get connected from there, and I'll point you to where you want to be as well. So this is the two active places that you can find me. But thealibrandacademy.com, you should get us.
Beautiful. I think it's very clear how people can get in touch with you. Patricia, thank you so much. I think it's very, very important the work you are doing, because the future and the future generation depends about the current parents and their young children. So it's critical, actually, that age. And thank you for serving this need. And I encourage all young parents who know other young parents. If you are curious, the minimum risk you can take is just go and visit Patricia's website, find is there something for you, because that can change your life, your future of your kids, and also the future of the planet Earth, whatever. Thank you, Patricia.
Yes, that's what's driving me, the future. Yes, let's work on that. Thank you, Ad, for having me. You have a good day ahead.